Good evening, everyone. My name is Barney Johnson. I'm a classical composer, and I'm reaching you here from Paris. And it's like 2:17 a.m. Today is, I think it's the 29th, I don't know, 30th, whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm so happy because it's my last night here in Paris. I have to whisper because I don't want to wake up the neighbors. Even though it's my last night, I do have a good rapport with my neighbors, so I want to keep that. And this is my last night in Paris, and now I don't know what life has in store for me, but I'm super excited. I'm going to Bordeaux, or rather the Bordeaux region, which is kind of like southwest in France. And I'm staying, well, I don't want to say where I'm staying because I don't want someone to stalk me, but I'm staying near the beach. So it's not in Bordeaux, it's about an hour drive away from Bordeaux, but luckily there's a bus that gets me there, but it's a 2-hour bus ride. Listen, as long as I can get to the opera, I'm fine. I don't mind taking a 2-hour bus ride just so I can get to the opera. And Bordeaux has a great opera company, which is one of the reasons I chose to move there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some of the things that are going to come with me. Well, all the things actually, because everything in the room that I have now are the things that are going, and it's a lot. So first and foremost, I got myself some literature, okay? I love literature. And one of my missions while I'm in Bordeaux is to finish my orchestra piece. And when you're in finish mode, also known as life and death mode, which I'll talk about in other videos, you need to supplement it because that intensity is so high that you need something else to accompany it. That's where literature comes in. It will help calm down your soul, help relax you. Okay, so I don't even know these stories. This is a book by Christopher Marlowe. Never heard of him, but it seems like he was some kind of Renaissance English writer. And then Yu Hua, I don't know him or her, novel To Live, author of Chronicle of a Blood Merchant. Never heard of it, but I found it in the library here. And yeah, I'm taking it to Bordeaux, but don't worry, I will bring it back because I have my stuff in storage. Now, the most important thing, especially if you're a composer, when you are moving, is you cannot lose your music. When you move, there's a very high risk that you're going to lose your music. So you must consciously make sure it doesn't happen. That happened to me once before. Though in that case, it was for another orchestra piece that I have yet to realize. It's called The Eternal Other. And I didn't lose the music itself, it was just the planning stuff, but that was actually quite important. But I think I do have one like mock-up of the plan of the whole piece, the whole shape and the contours and everything. So, and I think it's somewhere in my home in Jersey. Whew. But still, be really careful when you move that you don't lose your most precious items. And for a composer, of course, that's our pieces. So, here is mon sac à dos, as the French would say. And I want to show you what's inside. Passport, of course, necessities, okay. We get it. I'll show you what I find the most interesting though. Here are, is what I'm working on, or this is the fourth movement of my orchestra piece. Now, I originally wrote my orchestra piece in 2016, and then I moved to Paris, and now I'm revising it. But what I noticed when I was recently revising the fourth movement is I'm missing pages. It's typed up and it just stops. I'm like, what happened? What happened to the music? Like, I must have just not finished the piece, but I can't imagine not finishing the piece. But I was like, okay, well, I just finished the piece. But I did keep all of the handwritten copies, which is why it's really important to keep handwritten copies. And I found the handwritten score, which has the completed fourth movement, which I'm definitely taking directly to Bordeaux so I can finish the fourth movement, revising the fourth movement, and also have the piano score, which is always great. To have a piano score, you're going to save so much time. Also, I have Rédaction plus la carrière. These are like what I call plans plan, as the French say, for works that I'm writing. Not musical works, but writing. So they're like, and actually I've actually written it out, so it's not just a plan, but it's kind of like the basic skeleton of each work. So that's a structure, which I really want. So for example, I'm writing one really, it's going to be a very scandalous work called Le Dernier Noir. I won't tell you what it's about. I'm just saying the title, Le Dernier Noir, but that's going to be for probably a different channel called, I think it's called America in 500 Years, is that channel, where I deal with politics. So I'm working on Le Plan for that. It's in here. Also, I have, this isn't the one I want. I don't like this one. I have something even more exciting. Ah, yeah. Rédaction en cours de traitement. What this means is these are the writings, the articles I'm currently working on. And I can't wait to release them. But for example, one is pourquoi est-ce que je suis vraiment contre la démission de Vallée Grève du Philharmonie Musique? So this is an article in which I will explain very succinctly why I am totally against the forced resignation of Vallée Grève from the Munich Philharmonic. So you might want to check that out when that comes out, though that might be on a different channel, I don't know yet. Then I have another article called Composition in the United States versus Composition in France, which I think is really interesting to talk about. There's really good sides to both, and I think what we have to do, we take the best of both and put them together, which is I'm going to be doing, and hopefully in Bordeaux, if I get a job there. But hey, if I'm not going to have a job, I'd rather be in Bordeaux than in Paris. I can't wait to get out of this city. And you better believe, once I'm out of Paris for good, I will be denouncing everyone. Not everyone, but I will be creating a YouTube channel about my experiences in Paris so other people can have a better time than I did. But I'm really excited for Bordeaux. I'm feeling really positive about it. And then here, I don't want to take it all out, but it's all, well, maybe I'll take it out. Here is my work, Help is on the Way for Orchestra, or the Secours for Orchestra. So it's the handwritten copy. And it's very heavy, but hey, it's 35 minutes of music. 1 second, I'm just going to set my timer, because I may also want to do a French version. Lord have mercy. We'll use this one. 7. Okay, so that's what I have in mon sac à dos. I also have the score of Help is on the Way. So the original score I had bound up just so I can have a reference point, even though I'm making a lot of changes, just so I can kind of see the whole thing as a whole. Even though it's not accurate anymore, I just need to know where it came from. So again, this is super important. So important it's going in my sac à dos. Okay, and then also here are, you see I just had a panic because I'm just worried I left something I wanted in storage, but no. These are like kind of sketches of pieces, including one piece that I will start as soon as I finish my orchestra piece. I already started this piece. It's beautiful. It's for piano, and I work a lot with form. And as I created this master form, and everything is so planned out, it's like almost like really anal. Like I've planned every, it's gonna happen here, the highs, the low. There's only one other piece I've been that obsessive in terms of form, and I think that's becoming more and more a thing for me, is being obsessed with form. Beethoven was obsessed with form, and I'm starting to understand how he thought, because when you can control form, it's the most satisfying thing. I mean, it's so satisfying when you control form, but I think you have to be psychotic to control form, because there's a psychoticness to it, like I can control every detail. But hey, if my form is excellent, Lord have mercy. And of course, I have my composition notebook. I almost hesitated to put this in my bag, but yeah, I eventually decided to bring it. So as you can see, the most important, most precious things for me are my compositions, specifically what I'm currently working on or what I'm scared of losing. Okay. Now I have put some compositions in storage, but when you put compositions in storage or when you put anything in storage, you have to envision the possibility that it might get lost or stolen. Now, we live in societies that are too foolish to realize how valuable compositions are, so they're not going to steal it, but it's very possible that someone might, not, take the wrong box, they might not take care of my stuff, it might get water damage, who knows. So I'm just like hoping they'll be fine, but I've taken the most essential things away. Sorry, I need to put this back in my bag because I'm really worried. I had it just in the right place. And of course my laptop will go. And then pencil pouch, super important. Most important is the pencil. I have a mechanical pencil with a certain type of lead that's perfect for composition. Learned it from Suzanne Farron, one of my composition teachers not my main composition teacher, but the head composition teacher at SUNY Purchase, and my handy dandy white eraser, okay? Really, really important. Really important, okay? Something of sentimental value for me. This is the music from my recital, my first ever composition recital in 2007 at Walnut Hill. Okay, I'm meaning to get this up because this music is so special, and there's a certain spark that was there that I want to understand more. So, but it's on a CD. Who uses it? I have to find a CD player. I have to find like a computer that has a CD, whatever the thing for CD-ROM. I also have swimming trunks because you better believe as soon as I get to my location, which is me 5 minutes from the beach, I'm going swimming. That's right. Now, why am I 2 hours away from Bordeaux? That's all I could afford. You have to go further out, but I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to do it to have peace and tranquility. This whole August, all I heard every day, even on Sunday, was drilling outside my apartment. Drilling, construction. I don't understand how anyone can survive in this, how a composer could work under these conditions. Now, yes, Shostakovich had to go through far worse, but I'm not Shostakovich. Here, I have my valise. And here I just have like clothes and just like trinkets and just like it's really heavy and yeah. And then here I have, let me try to put this up so you can see it. My piano Musique. And you'll see what I did, because I have to be economical, because I'm going by train. I'm going to Bruit by train, so I don't have a car. I don't know how well you can see, but I have padded my keyboard with clothes. So instead of having to fill up my suitcase with clothes, I have clothes in my keyboard. That also helps protect the keyboard. And of course, I snuck in some literature. This is Moby Dick, which I find incredibly difficult to read, but if I read continuously for 20 minutes, it becomes a lot easier. So I want to get better at reading, because when you get better at reading, you get better at writing. So I'll put this away. You better believe that I printed out more staff paper, which will make my load a little heavier, but hey, gotta have staff paper. And then of course, my train ticket, because I am not risking that conductor having that satisfaction of saying I can't get on board because I don't have my ticket, even though he could perfectly look it up himself. And then I have my Airbnb reservation, which I won't show you. Anything else I want to show? There's nothing interesting in there. So, listen, tomorrow's going to be, I just need to think I'm getting to the beach. That's the only thing I'm thinking in my mind, because it's going to be a lot to handle. The most important thing is to get to the train station. Parisians do not like people with baggage. They think, ugh, tourists. They hate it. And I've actually noticed when I go to like boulangeries, which are bakeries, where maybe the owner will be nice. Maybe. If I dare come in with a valise, cold. I mean, colder than it already is. So and I've actually noticed that after 5 years living in Paris, I hate when I see people with luggage. I hate it, and I get so angry. And that's not natural. I don't want to live like that. It's just it's a symptom of larger problem why I'm leaving. So if you're a composer and you're watching this, you have to remember your environment is really important. If you're there for a certain mission, like I was here to study harmony, and I also studied counterpoint and orchestration. Okay, suffer a little bit, but finish the mission. But unfortunately, I didn't believe enough in myself, and I thought I needed more and more education, endless education. And so what ended up happening is that I overstayed my welcome, and I was just forced to leave because I can't stand it. I can't stand. I have an idea about cities, and it's in French. I have this title that's Le Bruit et la Musique. And what that means is the noise and music, but when I have time to think, I will find a better translation for English. Maybe I can think of that. Le bruit et la musique, the noise and tranquility, maybe? I don't know. I'll figure it out later. But for this essay that came to mind, I'm thinking like every city has a music. Like, just there's a music. Every person has a music too to them. But every city has a music. But at a certain point, that music is no longer fresh and no longer excites you. And then it becomes noise. And that's what Paris has become for me. It's just become noise all the time. And I think it's just because it's like I need to move. So I'm really hoping that I can accomplish great things in Bordeaux. My most immediate concern is to finish my orchestra piece as well as to get a job. One quick tip for everyone, do not trust Google Maps, because Google Maps said that I couldn't get to my Airbnb location by public transportation, which it was a lie. So if ever it says you can't in France, double check yourself, because I can get there by bus. I verified. Go to the tourism, look at the tourism office for whatever city you're going to, and double check how they suggest getting there. Because if I had known, I'd be stuck here in Paris. I think that's all I want to say. Once I get to my new location, I will be doing some wonderful filming, I'm sure of it, and I hope to be releasing some really, really good content based on some articles that I will be writing, so look out for that.